I had a question. What is the minimum amount of capital to begin as a broker? So I think there's another question, but let me answer that one first. What is the minimum amount of capital to begin as a broker? Luis, great question, brother. Great question. So to answer that question the right way, it really depends. So as a broker, you can actually start off with just hiring a few trucks, okay? And that's actually what I did. And to be very transparent with you, I don't have no, I don't come from a rich family. I come from a very modest family. My parents were actually immigrants. So look, I had to work for everything that I have, And with that being said, you can start with a minimum amount. When I say minimum amount, it could be 5,000, it could be 10,000, it could be $15,000. Basically, what it is, Luis, depending on the amount of trucks that you hire, you just got to make sure you have enough capital to pay for the payroll. In other words, to pay those guys you're going to hire to go out there and do the work. So if you're only talking about, hiring 3 or 4 guys at the beginning, you probably don't need that much capital. You may only need $5,000 to $10,000 to start off. One of the suggestions, and I'm gonna go a little bit further with that, and I highly recommend. It may be a little hard at the beginning, okay, but it will get easier. I promise you. When you go out there and if you start this journey, and you hire guys, first and foremost, make sure the contractor that's going to hire you, okay, make sure that you got good payment terms with them, meaning make sure you establish the payment terms up front. So it's like, hey, ABC Construction Company hires Luis B, right, as a contractor for trucks. Set something up where they can pay you like on a bi-weekly basis. Most contractors now, unfortunately, pay in a 30-day. Some even take longer than that. We won't get into all those details right now, right? But try to see if they can pay you bi-weekly. So meaning if you only got 3 or 4 trucks and you're just starting your business like I did, again, you're not needing a whole bunch of capital to start. In addition, what is it going to be? A minimum hourly rate charge. You can request from general contractors. Okay, so what you're asking is, I believe you're asking, when you go out there in your dump truck, is there a minimum rate or minimum hourly, a minimum set amount of hours you should request? Meaning, if I go on the Luis sends trucks out on the job to ABC Construction, ABC Construction, I'll be more than delighted to have trucks on the job site tomorrow. However, Mr. Joe from ABC Construction, we do have a minimum 8-hour charge. I believe that is the question you're asking. That is one thing that we do and we apply in our business. By the way, make sure you let them know up front, okay? It's extremely important. Be transparent, be upfront, okay? And believe me, in the long run, this will help you out, okay? Overall, in general. So just be upfront with them, and tell them, hey, look, ABC Construction, look, I have a minimum of 8 hours. And if they say, okay, well, man, 8 hours, I only need you for 4. Well, Mr. ABC Construction, the reason why I have an 8-hour minimum is the following, okay? I'm gonna be dedicated to having these 3 or 4 or 5 trucks on your job site, meaning whatever it is you need, we're there for you, okay, to meet your expectations. So unfortunately, I cannot go out there for 4 hours, okay, and then cut my trucks off and have them go home or set them up to go on another job, because just like you, any other contractor wants us to meet their expectations, right? So what you want to tell them is there's an 8-hour minimum. I have to have these guys go out there, and just like your guys, your operators that are out there operating the machines, the equipment, the excavators, the bulldozers, right? You're not going to send them out there for just 4 hours. So this is just for you to know, right? But again, you just want to tell them, Mr. ABC Construction, 8-hour minimum is what we have. And guess what? Mr. ABC Construction, you may want us for 4 hours, but there's chances that when we go out there, you might end up needing us for more than 4 hours, right? So we have an 8-hour minimum, and that's how I would go about that. That's what we do. Most of our contractors know that we have an 8-hour minimum. I hope that answered your question.